They were just here.
Here we go. We can get started.
We're here. We're good.
Okay. I'd like to call to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for November 12th, 2014. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Calling the roll, Mr. Gallagher. Here. Mr. Schron.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Hairston.
Here.
Ms. Simon. Here. Mr. Greenspan. Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Brady.
Here.
Mr. Germana.
Here.
And Ms. Conley.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For a moment of silent meditation, yesterday was Veterans Day, so we need to recall all of those who served our country. And in the Christian tradition, November is the month to recall the faithful departed, so we'd like to have a moment of silence for the faithful departed. All right, moving on to item 5. Is there any public comment related to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair, there is none.
Is Ms. Pinckney on her way, or? I better answer quick, okay. All right, item 6, the approval of the minutes. The minutes of the Council of the Whole meeting for October the 28th are in your package on page 10, and the regular meeting of October 28th, page 13. If everyone has had an opportunity to review those minutes, we can have a moment to adopt them as circulated. Who made it? Mr. Germana, seconded by Mr. Gallagher. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Announcements. Like to congratulate Council members Greenspan, Brady, Gallagher, Conwell, Hairston, and Simon on their reelection. Be here for another 4 years. And I also like to congratulate Chantel Brown, who'll be taking my seat. I don't see Chantel. She's here very frequently. And she had an outstanding victory. And I'm sure that we will all look forward to working with you. I would also like to thank Councilman Schron, who ran a great race, an honest campaign for county executive. But, you know, in our democracy, the day after election, we accept the winnings and go forward. So we look forward to having completed his term in the next 4 years. And I understand that Mr. Budish is going to come in and wants to make some remarks. So we'll just hold that when he comes in. We'll give him an opportunity to say a few words. That concludes my remarks. And Mr. Fitzgerald?
No comments,
Okay,
Madam President. Thank you.
All right, 9, legislation introduced by council. Item A, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0263, a resolution approving the Metro Health System's policies and procedures to participate in one or more joint purchasing associations for the purpose of acquiring supplies, equipment, and services provided through joint purchasing arrangements in order to achieve beneficial purchasing arrangements for the year 2015, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Section 339.05, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0264, a resolution determining the services and programs that shall be provided and funded from the Veterans Services Fund in 2014, authorizing payments to various providers in the total amount of $241,867.20 for said services and programs for the period ending December 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to negotiate and execute any necessary agreements, contracts, or other documents for same, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This goes to Education, Environment, and Sustainability. B, consideration of ordinance of council for third reading adoption.
Ordinance number 2014-0006, an ordinance enacting Chapter 714 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish guidelines for the county Community Development Block Grant Fund program and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective. Move to adopt.
Moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Ms. Conwell. I see this was at two committees, so Mr. Greenspan and Ms. Simon, do you want to speak on
Sure.
this?
This particular ordinance enables the administration to make available all eligible use for block grant applications. And instead of making it more narrow, this widens it to the full availability of uses. So this is something that I think would be really great for the cities to be able to apply for. Now, whether they're going to be awarded or not is a different story, but this just makes it available. And we had committee meetings on this and have the assent of our Economic Development Director, Larry Benders. Thank you.
All right, any questions? Why don't we start with Mr. Brady and then Mr. Miller? Okay. And Mr. Brady,
And mine the same, thank you.
Miller, Gallagher, Germana, Hairston,
Jones.
and Jones, and Connolly. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on this matter? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Next item.
Ordinance number 2014-0030, an ordinance enacting the Cuyahoga County Appointment and Confirmation Act and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
Moved by Ms. Conwell and seconded by, was that Miller? Did you want to be heard on this, Ms. Conwell?
Yes, Madam Chair. This legislation will better equip council in the confirmation process with appointments, having all necessary documentation for each appointee. Will streamline the process and allow council to make informed decisions in the committee process. So I urge passage.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of Ms. Conwell? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 10, legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading, adoption under suspension. We need a motion to suspend Rule 9D and 12A.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germana. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We can proceed under suspension of the rules.
Resolution number 2014-0265, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Mr. Miller, do you want to be heard?
Yes, Madam President, this resolution contains two significant items. One is the $500,000 payment to help support having the Republican National Convention here in Cleveland. And secondly, $966,000 for the upgrade of the sprinkler system at the Juvenile Justice Center so that the kids don't keep creating problems with that. And also, it also contains the appropriation for the 3 casino revenue projects, and we would like to have those heard in committee along with the projects themselves. So I would make a motion to delete item A from the resolution.
Second.
Give me the numbers, Mr. Which one we're pulling out?
It's just item A, which includes all 3 of the projects as a single
Okay,
item.
all right. All right, any discussion on amending the item to send item A to committee? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye to the amendment.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, so the item is so amended. Any other discussion of the balance of the item? All right, all those in favor of item 0265 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Now, do I need to then just exercise the prerogative of the chair and send item A to committee? Yeah, okay, so item A on page 8, the $8,500,000 be sent to the Economic Development Fund, Economic Development Committee. All right. Okay, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0266, a resolution approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 13 employees in 5 classifications at the Cuyahoga County Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, for the period April 1, 2013 through December 31, 2015. Directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Shawn and seconded by Ms. Conwell. We had an explanation of this item in executive session, and the administration is recommending adoption. Are there any questions or comments from the law department?
Nothing further, exactly. We recommend approval of that item.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, moving on to item B, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0267, a resolution adopting the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget and capital improvements program annual update for 2015, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Is this council operations?
Committee of the Whole.
Committee of the whole, okay. Let's go to the committee of the whole. And do we have a date for that, Jean?
Yes, the 17th.
Okay. All right, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0268, a resolution approving the Metro Health System Year 2015 budget in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 339.06D, with the understanding that the allocation of county funds to the system will be made through adoption of the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget and capital improvements program annual update for 2015, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will go to the committee of the whole.
Resolution number 2014-0269, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to Time Warner New York Cable in the amount not to exceed $258,000 for dark fiber maintenance services for the period October 1, 2014 through September 30, 2019. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to finance and budget.
Resolution number 2014-0270, a resolution authorizing a casino revenue fund loan in the amount not to exceed $1,500,000 to Downtown Cleveland Alliance for the benefit of the Streetscape Improvement Project located in the Gateway and Warehouse Districts in the city of Cleveland, authorizing the Deputy Chief of Staff of Development or Director of Development to execute all documents consistent with said loan and this resolution.
It goes to economic development.
Resolution number 2014-0271, a resolution authorizing a casino revenue fund loan in the amount not to exceed $4 million to Landmark May for the benefit of the May Company Building Project located at 158 Euclid Avenue, Cleveland, authorizing the Deputy Chief of Staff of Development or Director of Development to execute all documents consistent with said loan and this resolution.
It goes to economic development.
Resolution number 2014-0272, a resolution authorizing a casino revenue fund loan in the amount not to exceed $3 million to Gateway Huron for the benefit of the Gateway Huron project located at East 4th Street, Cleveland, authorizing the Deputy Chief of Staff of Development or Director of Development to execute all documents consistent with said loan and this resolution.
Goes to economic development.
Resolution number 2014-0273, a resolution making awards to various municipalities in the total amount of $1,469,440 for various municipal grant projects for the 2015 Community Development Block Grant Municipal Grant Program for the period 1/1/2015 through December 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreements and all other documents consistent with said awards and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the municipalities and in the amounts and for the projects as printed on the agenda.
It goes to economic development.
Resolution number 2014-0274. Also, there was a typo, and this is actually item number 8. A resolution making awards on requisition number 29884 to various appraisers in the total amount of $911,000 for real estate appraisal services subject to sheriff's sale for the period August 1, 2014 through July 31, 2016, and authorizing the county executive to execute the contracts and all other documents consistent with said awards and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for all the providers that are listed on the agenda.
It goes to Public Safety and Justice Affairs.
And then item 9, resolution number 2014-0275, a resolution making an award on requisition number 31067 to United Way Services of Greater Cleveland in the amount not to exceed $1,095,450 for fiscal agent services for emergency food purchases for Cuyahoga County residents for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to, excuse me, this will go to Health and Human Services. And I see that Mr. Budish has arrived, and I'd also like to congratulate him and extend him the opportunity to make some remarks. I wish him luck in the next 4 years. And I was supposed to yield my time for my other section, but we'll yield some time to you now. So come forward. You'll have a closer commute now.
That's for sure. I just am coming back from Columbus, and I won't miss doing this trip every week. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to come before you tonight. The council's been doing really great work under the leadership of President Conley, and I look forward to working with the council on our common goals. We share a vision for Cuyahoga County that includes good-paying jobs, raising the standard of living for everyone, providing a path out of poverty for those most in need, and turning our region into an economic powerhouse. My goal is to have an open door policy so that we can easily talk and work together. Our transition is already underway, and it's going very smoothly thanks to the legislation that you passed and the generous assistance of the administration. Appreciate that. Over the coming days, I plan to meet with a lot of smart people to listen, to review, and prioritize policy initiatives. I've named a transition director and 3 volunteer transition co-chairs. And we'll have more announcements coming up in the next days and week or two. I'm excited that our transition team will be inclusive and diverse, representing a cross-section of our communities. We'll bring together the brightest, hardest working, dedicated people who will work with all of us to take our challenges on together. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. Thanks for
Thank you
giving me
very
some
much.
time.
And I also note that Chantel Brown, councilperson-elect, is here. I think she's staking out her seat over here down that way somewhere. And I'm sure that she's come to a lot of meetings, and we've gotten to know her a little bit. So I look forward to and congratulate you and look forward to working with you to do the transition for District 9. Okay, let's go back on our agenda. Item C, committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading, adoption, or suspension of the rule. These items have been to committee, and we want to waive the third reading, so we need a motion to suspend Rule 9D.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rule.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The rule is suspended. You can proceed with the first item.
Resolution number 2014-0241, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 0900-320 with Investment Properties for lease of office space located at 1835 Prospect Avenue, Cleveland, for use by the Veterans Service Commission for the period October 1, 2009 through September 30, 2014, to extend the time period to September 30, 2019, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,019,100 $132.40, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Adopt.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Miller. Do you want to be heard, Mr. Jones?
And Madam President, the Veteran Service Commission leases office space at 1835 Prospect Avenue. Over the course of this contract, they have built into the lease was money for build-out that was done on the property. Well, that build-out has been repaid, and this amendment to the contract reduces the rent. It extends the contract 5 years, but it reduces the rent that Veteran Service Commission will pay. So I ask for my colleagues' support on this legislation.
Yeah, I am supportive of this, and I came to your committee meeting specifically for this purpose, and, they'll be here for another 5 years. But I think that, within the next 5 years, it might be advisable that the council consider other locations, because they do a really good job. Actually, my son was there this week. But I think that, there may be other locations that may be easier for people to get to. So I'm supportive of this, but, over the long term, we can always have an opportunity to look at other locations.
Okay.
All right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0251, a resolution making an award on requisition number 24534 to East 22 Redevelopment for lease with an option to purchase county-owned property commonly known as the former juvenile court complex, located at 2210 Cedar Road, Cleveland, for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2059, authorizing the county executive to take all necessary actions and to execute all documents necessary to consummate the contemplated transactions, authorizing the Director of Public Works to administer the project, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Germana. And Madam Clerk, could you add my name to this legislation, please?
And Madam President, the East 22nd Redevelopment Corp. LLC, we'll go back, the name of Charity Hospital and the East 22nd Group, the Campus District. The Campus District has really worked hard because this is a blighted building in what is a gateway to my district, but right on the edge of downtown. And the Campus District was genuinely concerned about what we could do to make this building viable again. And they have been working hard, and they have found an excellent project, an educational project that takes at-risk children and helps them through boarding school move on to higher education. I'll share with you when I first took office and why this project means so much to me. When I first took office, I was in a community meeting, and the first question that I was ever asked as an elected official was about the new Juvenile Justice Center building in my district. And it was a woman, I don't remember her name, but I was on East 55th and Woodland when she asked the question. She said, "Councilman Jones, that Juvenile Justice Center shoots up into the sky. It is the biggest and nicest facility in our community, and it's for the purpose of housing our children." And that was a question to me, and I didn't know how to answer that. But it gives everyone a window into a part of the community that we may not always look at, and the needs. And now, obviously, we need this Juvenile Justice Center, obviously, but it is a sad commentary. So when I heard this project, that they were looking to take the old Juvenile Justice Center and transform a jail into an educational facility that takes those same at-risk children, type of at-risk children, and sets them on the path of education, I couldn't be happier about this type of project. So what we have before us is a project that, for the work that still needs to be done to make it happen, they need a tangible claim to this piece of property so that they can deal with the historic tax credits, the other financial components of this project. So this lease agreement is for the purpose of giving them that tangible connection to the property so that they can continue the hard work to make sure that this project does come to pass. I'll say this also, this project wraps human service, would wrap human services around these at-risk children while they educate them. And it is a physical building that does exactly what our Closing the Achievement Gap initiative does in more of a mobile fashion. I think we see Bob Ivory sitting out there. Bob, why don't you stand up so everyone can see that jacket you have on there? Looks like he's still in prep school. But those at-risk youth that we serve in the county now, ninth graders, high school children, the same type of children, at-risk youth, are being mentored by Bob Ivory and his team. And as opposed to them falling off, falling by the wayside, falling out of school and going along a path that in time, for some, can have them wind up at my funeral home. Yeah. They're doing powerful work through Closing the Achievement Gap, Student of Promise, and it's a microcosm of what this facility, the old Juvenile Justice Center, really is and can be. So it's a project that really needs, it's still tentative. They need this tangible connection to work and make this project become a reality. So I do ask my colleagues to support this wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. I just like to join in with Mr. Jones. I know he and I both worked on this project, and I'm very pleased. And maybe find somebody to go down. I'll give you some time to go down and volunteer or something next year because it really is. It's going to be a very great project.
Definitely.
All right. Any other questions, discussion? All right. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0252, a resolution making an award on requisition number 31792 to Shook Construction Company for design build services for the Emergency Operations Center project located in the city of Broadview Heights, authorizing the county executive to negotiate, enter into, and execute an initial contract with Shook Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $2,148,732 for the period November 12, 2014 through November 12, 2016, and to execute all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Schron. Mr. Jones?
No comment.
Okay. All right. Any other comments from anyone else? All right. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0261, a resolution making an award on requisition number 30784 to Pictometry International Corporation in the amount not to exceed $1,378,626.27 for geographical information system, data and software, aerial photography, and related professional services for the period September 1, 2014 through August 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Schron. And I guess when the document was printed, that was pending before the committee, but it was discussed in the committee on Monday, right?
That's correct. And it was recommended by Finance and Budget, and I'm going to defer to Councilman Greenspan for some additional comment.
President, years ago when we took office, one of the first meetings I had with Mr. Mowry was, Director Mowry, was the value of GIS and how it could not only be an aid to our communities, but also be an aid to our county. One of the features that the implementation and layering of this specific resolution provides is in the valuation of properties. And so just to give you an example, once the pictures of the properties are taken, the next time images are received, there'll be a comparison on properties, which will be able to demonstrate if a property has been enhanced or improved, changed, altered in any way, which will aid our Board of Revision hearing panels, as an example, and our appraisers, and the value of property. So if somebody's added a deck, maybe they didn't get approval, maybe it's not on the tax rolls. If they have added an addition, they've taken one off. This will help those individuals in understanding the changes to physical structures within the county. But there are also additional applications in public safety and public works, as an example, that this specific resolution and the work that comes out of it will provide to not only our county, but our communities, because the ultimate expectation is all of our communities will be able to access this GIS platform in their land use, their planning, their public safety, their public works initiatives. So this is a very valuable tool, and I urge my colleagues for their support.
Thank you, Mr. Greenspan. Any questions to them? Okay, I was waiting, Gene, I was waiting for you to pronounce that correctly. Is it pictometry? Okay, sounds like a Jeopardy word. Okay, all right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0262, a resolution authorizing an amendment to agreement number AG 1200-285 with Educational Service Center of Cuyahoga County for fiscal agent services for the Families and Schools Together program in connection with the Ohio Children's Trust Fund fiscal year 2013 grant program for the period July 1, 2012 through September 30, 2014, to extend the time period to September 30, 2015, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $614,036, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Mr. Hairston.
Madam President, we heard this in committee. This is simply an amendment to a contract to provide for Educational Service Center to continue on with the fiscal agent services for this program. This is funded in half by state money, some TANF money, and Health and Human Service money, and we approved it in the committee.
Any questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Miscellaneous committee reports. You want to go through these, starting down here?
Madam President, my next committee meeting, looking out in the future, will be on December 15th at 9 a.m. I will not be at the next meeting, so this will be the last meeting. Before that meeting, I have to announce that meeting date. Thank you.
Madam President and my colleagues, the Committee of the Whole will meet on Monday, the 17th at 1 p.m. for the departmental reviews on the 2015 update. And Councilwoman Simon has graciously agreed to provide us a delicious vegan lunch prior to this possibly
It's going to
long
McDonald's.
meeting.
Harrison's going to McDonald's afterwards.
And that will be at 12 noon. And Finance and Budget Committee will meet the following day on Tuesday, the 18th at 3 p.m. The marquee item will be the bond legislation that we're working on, and there will be a couple other pieces of legislation as well. And then Committee of the Whole will meet again on Tuesday, December 2nd at 3 p.m. to hopefully wrap up the budget work, adopt any needed amendments, and refer that resolution back to the full council. Thank you very much.
Mr. Brady?
The Health and Human Services Committee will meet on the 19th, this coming Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
And Mr. Gallagher? All right. Mr. Sharp?
Yes, because we moved the committee of the whole into the slot that we had. We did get a time slot on the 19th at 3 o'clock, but I know that I've heard a lot of my colleagues would like to be there for this, so we're going to work our best to try and find another time that might be more appropriate, that we can catch more people at it. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Education and Environment will be meeting on the 19th at 2 to hear the item referred tonight. Oh, and Top Dog, by the way, is December 4th, so before the end of the month, we probably need to rally some of the council people to read the essays, which have come in.
Our next committee of the whole then will be
Public
at.
Works.
Oh, sorry.
Public Works will meet 1 week from today to deal with the items referred to this committee. Meeting will be at 11 a.m.
Okay, we have a committee of the whole then on Monday, the 17th, a regular meeting on Tuesday, the 25th, and another committee of the whole on December 2nd. Is there any other miscellaneous business?
Could you read those dates again?
Yeah, we have it's on the back here, it's on the last page.
It's on there.
Okay. Any miscellaneous business? Any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order? I think this is like a record time, where it's like,
What time is it?
yeah.
5:45?
All right, all those in favor of adjournment, say aye. We stand adjourned.
And then before 6.